Sports fans, this is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes here live for another edition of the Thursday Night Forecast, where we're going to talk about the talent balance in college football, also a little bit about sports betting. Man, I'm glad to be here this evening. We got our man FanDuel Zaya of the FanDuel Zaya podcast. How you feeling this evening, FanDuel? You muted, bro. You muted. All right, well, we're gonna come back to him. We also got our man Post Game of the Post Game podcast, Post Game 86. How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm feeling so great this evening. I just got off the phone with Floyd Mayweather. He wants us to join the money team.
For sure.
I'm already on the money team.
Said I'm already on the money team. We also got our man Sean B with us this evening. What's your shirt say, Sean B?
It says, I love Texas beer.
Oh, man, you my guy. Where you at?
I'm in Columbus, Polaris.
Oh yeah, you my guy.
In fact, we got some ice cold Shiner box flowing right now.
I'll feel you on that.
Hey, they know I love beer.
Hey, the wife done take off to Texas for her grandmother's funeral. I got to stay here to watch my granddaughter. So I figure when she go home to her daddy, it's time for some cold adult beverages to come flowing out. We got football on the TV behind me. That's the first game of the parlay that I got going this week. I got a 16-team parlay running this week.
I got an 18.
I got a 16, pays out 1,600.
I got an 18 that pay out 4,000.
I'm on it. We need to get together and see who we got.
I went straight college football.
That's all me. That's all I do. College football. Pro, I don't play.
Oh, you got the Army East Carolina game.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I got East Carolina. That's why it's on in the background right now.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
we good. She headed out. My buddy who runs trivia up at the bar I go to, his wife went out of town, so we hooking up on Saturday, and we gonna stay over there. And my wife said, "Don't get stupid," and I told her no guarantees.
No guarantees.
I just straight up told him, "Can I stay the night there? Because I don't think I'm gonna be able to drive home."
I feel you. How you feeling this evening, though, Sean B? You good?
Oh yeah, we good. We're always good. I mean, I tell you, like my grandfather used to tell me, a day your name ain't in the obituary is a good day.
That's right. How you feeling, FanDuel? You good?
Yeah, I'm solid, man. I'm ready to debate, man. Y'all was skipping out on me today.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we was coming after you today for sure. We also got our man Mossberg of Level Up Sports 10. How you feeling this evening, Mossberg?
Pretty good. It's great to see all the screens in here and good to see Sean as well. I hear you in there, FanDuel. We're definitely trying to get some of them debates in. Good to see post game as well. Just been relaxing, a little wore out, had a long day, of course, but it's good to see everybody and ready to get to the best of what we do, man, for sure.
We also got our man City League TV. He's over recording one of the games here in City League football here in Columbus, Ohio. So he's doing that and he's streaming it live on City League TV on Facebook, also on YouTube. So those of you out there, if you get a chance, go check that out after you get off the stream here. Also, our man Parlay Poe, he might jump in a little bit later. We'll just have to wait and see. But let's go ahead and get into what we got on the docket today. We got Army and East Carolina tonight. East Carolina is favored by 4.5, and the over and under is 52.5. What's your thoughts on this game? Is Army going to be able to keep up with East Carolina? We know it's only 4.5, but it feels like Army is not really that good this year. What's your thoughts on this matchup?
Straight East Carolina on this one. I didn't take the spread on it, straight money line, but I don't think Army's good. It's at ECU. I mean, that's got to give them a little bit of a bump. I just don't think Army's that good, and I think East Carolina's a pretty good team. I mean, the record's 2-2, but look at who they played, look at who they beat, look at who they beat to, and that's still a team. I think even Zazie said it. That's a team that's going to be competitive in that American that was for the playoff from the group of 5. So I got East Carolina.
What's your thoughts on this one, Coach Gunn?
Yeah, I'll take East Carolina also. We all know Army wants to run the ball and attempt to run the ball. East Carolina is actually allowing under 4 yards per carry, and we know that that's Army's bread and butter. I think ECU will be prepared for that, and they'll get the job done and win the game.
For me, just knowing how East Carolina is, Army, I think they both going to want to run the ball. I think the team with the most rushing yards win the game. I'm going to go with East Carolina with them being at home to at least win by a touchdown. I'm currently, watching the game as well. But I was going to go with East Carolina. I mean, Army can definitely give them a fight. I'm not going to say Army's not going to put up a fight, especially with the running game, but I have East Carolina winning this as well.
East Carolina, I think they're more battle tested this far this year. I think they both played Power 4 teams and was competitive in the game. Army, though, yeah, like Nono was saying, I don't think they're very good this year. It's not what I seen from them last year. So I'm going East Carolina.
Yeah, I'm not too high on Army this year. But as far as East Carolina is concerned, listen, they're going to go ahead and try to keep pace with Memphis and the other group of 6 teams out there if they think they want to get that lone spot for the college football playoffs. They can't afford to drop any of these games at home. So East Carolina is going to have to win this game. And I think they want to send a message to the rest of the conference that, listen, when you come to East Carolina, you're going to get a handful. And when we come to your crib, we coming. And we're going to try to play as physical as possible because we're trying to win this conference because we're trying to get into that CFP. And they get a chance to send a message tonight to the conference by whipping up on Army, which I think they're going to cover that 4.5. I think they're going to beat them by 6, possibly even a whole touchdown and an extra point.
Just to mention real quick on the East Carolina team, I think they're a team. I know Zay mentioned about them, but they could possibly – I don't know what their schedule look like. They could be a team to compete, win out. We don't know now with this 12-team playoff and the way conferences are shaking out in some of these big games and plus this big weekend we have ahead. So with them now being up 2 touchdowns, 14-9 early, it could get scary for Army. So something to look at when it comes to East Carolina.
Anything else on that game? All right. What's your thoughts on tonight's NFL game between Seattle, who was favored by 1.5, even though it's in Arizona, and the over and under is 43.5. What's your thoughts on the Seattle team with Sam Darnold at the helm? And what's your thoughts on this Cardinals team who hasn't really been getting the ball to Maserati Marv at the clip in which we think they should? Is Kyler Murray the issue? What's your thoughts on this matchup?
I'll jump in on this real quick because NFL's cool, just it's not my big breadwinner. It just playoff time I get hooked in, but this game, I don't know. I take the Cardinals. Mainly because Kyler Murray, Texas kid. That's mainly the main reason I would go with Arizona. And if it was in Seattle, I think I'd swing Seattle for sure. I think that's hard to play in Seattle, but it's in Arizona. I think Kyler Murray makes a play with his legs at the end of the game. And That's just what I feel about it.
Man, it's something you call it Maserati, Marvin. We've been sticking to that, but for today, I'm gonna call him Mitsubishi Marv until he
Ooh.
proves me otherwise. I think
Whoa! Let's not get disrespectful.
I'm not gonna get
Let's not get
disrespectful.
disrespectful.
Come on,
Calm
bro.
down and let me
I mean,
say
at
what
least
I'm gonna
make him a
say.
Mazda, not a Mitsubishi.
Yeah,
Come
you
on,
definitely
man.
just got
What I'm-
disrespectful.
I'm gonna say
Dang,
what I'm
man.
gonna say respectfully because Marv is a guy I respectfully call Maserati, and I'm not
He
blaming
said
it all on
respectfully with the
Marv.
cheapest car on the market.
As I'm saying, it's been a lot of talk about targets, these things, but I feel like personally, Kyler Murray is not the quarterback to get the Maserati in that next gear. Now that's where the Maserati comes in. So for me, I'm not labeling him, but it looks like that based on what we've seen. I'm gonna give him 8 targets tonight. Hopefully he get those targets and he make a big splash because I would love to see that for him. I liked his pops when he played. And, my question is, are they working out together, on that downtime, on that time they have to be together? Can that be something as well? And I think with the talent like Marvin Harrison Jr., you have to put that work in with him to get the best out of him. I think he's a great talent. And I'm not disrespecting him by saying Mitsubishi. That's a Maserati. I just want to see it rolling in the right way. That's all I would like to see. Just me personally. But I go with Sam Darnold tonight in that other OSU he had with Smith and Jigba for the win because that boy out there balling. And I mean, I just like that Seattle team, even though they going to Arizona. I'm gonna go with Seattle for the win tonight.
Yeah, interesting matchup. The situation in Arizona is really interesting to me. Um, when you see a quarterback like Kyler Murray, who had DeAndre Hopkins, he hyper targeted him. When he had Hollywood Brown, he hyper targeted him. Why isn't he doing the same for Marvelous Jr.? I have no clue. I believe Marvin Harrison Jr. is a talent. It was scouts wishing that he could come out a year early from Ohio State so they can draft him. If y'all recall back in his college days. But the Cardinals will be without Will Johnson, their best corner. They'll be without James Conner, although I think Benson can pick up the slack. But I gotta tell y'all, this Seattle defense has been really impressive the first 3 games of the season, particularly on the defensive line. And I think they're going to give Arizona all type of problems this evening. Jackson Smith and Jigba, Mossberg mentioned him. I asked Poe the other day who was the best receiver from Ohio State right now, and he went with Njigba. And I can't disagree with that. You can make an argument for a couple others, but man, Njigba has been really balling. I like Seattle's run game and their defense, so I'm going to pick them to win the game tonight.
All right, let's just face it. Arizona has beaten the Saints, which both teams beat the Saints, and the Panthers, which all 3 of them teams is going to be in the bottom half, or at the bottom of the NFL this season. Both teams lost to the Niners. Um, Seattle beat a solid Pittsburgh team. So let's just call a spade a spade. Arizona's not going to win this game tonight, and it's because they're probably only going to win 4 games this season anyway. That's a bottom half team, regardless of everything that we're saying. That's just not a good football team. They just got blessed with 2 worser teams on their schedule to begin the season. Jackson Smith-Njigba, Kenneth Walker, Cooper Kupp. It's just too much on the other side for them. Seattle's not a super ultra talented team, but they're more of middle of the pack and less of bottom of the road. But I think Arizona was just a benefit of having a terrible schedule at the beginning of the year to start off 2-1. I do not think this is a good football team by any means. I'm going Seattle easily, maybe by a touchdown.
Man, I don't even know if this is even going to be a good game to even pay attention to. I think Seattle's going to win the game. As we can see, it's only a 1.5 2-point spread favorite for Seattle. So I don't even think the game is going to be interesting, man. But I think Seattle will win. But I wouldn't waste any time watching it, even though I might turn it on just to see if Maserati Marv has gotten any targets, since that's what we've been talking about in our chat for the last 10, 15 minutes.
Man, we've been going crazy.
Tomorrow we're going to get two pretty decent college football games. The first matchup is number 8 Florida State, who's favored by 6.5 points at Virginia. I thought maybe the spread would be a little bit higher the way Florida State's been playing, but my man FanDuel Zaya is saying that Virginia is not a cakewalk. And the over and under 60.5. What's your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I think Florida State is going to cover that spread, but I think it's going to be a close game for real. 60.5 is crazy though. I don't think Florida State's defense is going to give up that many points to where it's going to be both teams getting over 60. Because in that case, then Florida State is going to have to blow them out. But this, like I said, this Virginia team is very decent. Like, this is not how it's been in the years past where you see a Vandy or Virginia on the schedule and you just automatically pull your money out of your pocket and you gamble on them. You better think twice because they can play some good football now. That defense, it's a little shaky in that secondary. But I do like their run defense up against Florida State's running offense, and I think that's Florida State's strength on offense. What are you doing that for? That's why I think Florida State will cover, but I do not think it's going to be a blowout because I think they'll make plays, and I think that home field advantage should do them justice as well. You know, playing. What time is this game?
7.
Yeah, it's a night game too. All college football games get tougher if you play them at night. So playing at night on a Friday night, I'm not too familiar with Virginia football, but for what I think, this city is probably going to be shut down for this game because if they can knock off this number 8 Florida State team, I expect them to rush the field. I don't think they will do it, but I think they'll be in the game in the fourth quarter to where they'll feel like they got a chance. And I'm going money line straight up. This is on my ticket too, Sean. This is straight money line Florida State because I'm real iffy about the 6.5. I think it could go either way. Honestly, they might sneak out with a field goal win.
They're on mine as well. Straight money line. Florida State should win the game. 6.5. I don't know. Virginia, like they said, Virginia, they're not a bad team. And it's one of those teams that they sneak up and bite somebody once, just to ruin your season. Is this a trap game for Florida State? I got Miami next. Florida State looking ahead. I mean, this is the perfect trap game on the road, Friday at night against a decent opponent. I'm not going to say a necessarily high quality opponent, but a decent opponent. Looking ahead, Miami coming up. I think Florida State wins, but they could cover, but they could also win by a last-second field goal.
Yeah, I got to agree with y'all, man. I don't think Virginia is a bad football team. And I believe in Florida State, though. I believe in the talent. I really like what I've seen from Castellanos. That coaching staff has just really revamped that team. I'm going to take Florida State in this one, but I got to agree with y'all. I think it'll be closer than what people probably expect.
Yeah, I'm looking at this 6.5, and I'm thinking to myself, apparently somebody knows something about this game to where they feel like Virginia is going to give Florida State a good game, and that they're at home. Maybe the crowd's going to be in it. Maybe the fact that Florida State had a bye last week, they were sitting at the crib chilling. Maybe they might start off slow because they're looking ahead to Miami, like Sean B said. All of those things could be a factor in this. Maybe they're not taking Virginia seriously, and they might come out and start slow. Give Virginia a lot of confidence in that first half to where they can make it interesting throughout the third quarter. And Florida State end up winning, scoring a last second or late touchdown, something like that. But I'm gonna pick Florida State to win it and cover that 6.5. But man, listening to y'all, I'm thinking I should pick Virginia in the points. But I'm gonna go Florida State in the points.
Nah, it's my bad. I just had to hear that music one time, man. We ain't played in a week, man. I've been anxious for this game. It's actually
Is that the
to me a
music
trap game.
you driving in a Ford Fiat?
Oh no. We don't play that.
I didn't know.
That's
Mitsubishi,
that championship
Maserati.
music right there. That's that championship music. You know what I mean? But no disrespect to Virginia. Virginia coming into this game at home with a lot of history. It's been a couple times where they bounced us. You know, we've been undefeated, went into Virginia, and we lost a couple times. It's been 2005 and way back in 1995. We played with Warwick Dunn. That was a questionable game I can remember watching to the nitty gritty. I actually cried about that game. That was tough. And then the one we lost again at Virginia. So I think with this time coming into Virginia, even though Castellanos has history and the game wasn't good for him, I think in this game, our defense, our run game, I know Isaiah Zay mentioned that, but I think our run offense comes into this game with a different mentality, different identity. And not only that, our defense is playing faster, much more efficient. And I think we just ready to play. That week off gave us a week to prepare for this game and not look ahead to the Hurricanes. That's a whole nother week we got to prepare for it differently. So we came prepared for this week, studied our opponent, and we're ready for tomorrow night, 7 p.m. So if you're not going to be tuned in, make sure you tuned in, 7 p.m. It's going to be a game at Virginia. And that knows Nation. We're going to definitely be jumping Tomahawk, and I'm going to be locked in. Don't call my phone. This is going to be the first, second, third football Friday night I miss, but I'm going to miss it because my Seminoles going to be on. So other than that, Nose Nation. We win by 15. That 60 is tough. That's just because of the games we played with the 66 and 70, but I'm going to at least give us 40 and a plus 10.
Hey, Moss, let me be very clear. If I lose my ticket this week because of Florida State, I'll actually be happy because you need some humbling.
I know I need some humbling, but I'm going to tell you this. It's not going down in Virginia.
I'll deal with it for one more week if it pays out. So I'll deal with it. We'll hope Miami humbles them next week. This is a serious question, though. This is a serious question about Florida State because you're more in the know. Your arm hurt?
Nah, you know what that is. You know it never stopped. It can go on all night, the whole string.
Look, if I can't give you grief, I don't need to be here. Serious question, though. I mean, 2 years ago, Florida State, the whole playoff thing when the quarterback got hurt, right? That was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Last year, I mean, Kentucky might beat y'all. But do you think that the team that's there, the kids that have stayed through those years of the high of highs, getting left out of the playoffs, though, and the low of lows, do you think those kids really overlook anybody on that team? If I'm that team, I'm thinking, look, we know we can be good. We know we can be terrible. Anybody can beat us. I just don't think that those kids overlook anybody. And I say that this could be a trap game, but I'm just curious, what are your thoughts on those kids that have been there from the highs to the lows to now everybody pumping you up as, oh, they're back, they're back, they're back.
For me, the thing has been, I watch a lot of film on that. They actually got a season out. It's called Decline. I stay tuned into it. And, it's a lot of players that's been there through the highs and lows. And like you mentioned, they come with that different energy. You know, when you have a different coaching change, you have a identity. When you have that identity and you have players like Earl Little Jr., you know, you have players like Daryl Jackson that stayed. He stayed because he felt that he left something out on the field as well. You know, he talks a lot about that in different interviews and things like that. So this year is a lot more for, you know, those that's been there, those that's still there, and the reason that they signed and stayed with Florida State. A lot of these seniors owe it to these incoming freshmen, sophomores that are still there, players that's redshirted. So it's a lot that's going on in Florida State that this season, led by a lot of seniors. Tommy Castellanos coming back, you know, Gus Malzahn, you know, being a part of his influence and his growth, you know, and where he was and where he is now. I think that makes a difference. And when you have a quarterback like TC as a leader and the way he, you know, presents himself, the one thing that he says all the time, you know, he have to go out and fight for his guys. You know, this is the whole team. You know, you can't go out there as a QB, the leader of the team, and not have some kind of, you know, aura about yourself. Because if I'm playing, I play basketball. If my point guard's not coming out with some kind of aura as a shooting guard, I'm not going to feel like I'm going to get the ball in the right way. That quarterback makes a difference. And, you know, like I said, having that identity, Florida State team, I'm telling you, it's not no fluke of what we doing. It's all the hard work that's been put in the offseason as well.
All right. The other game we got on Friday night is another good one. I think it's going to be a good matchup. We got number 24 TCU traveling to Arizona State to face Arizona. And Arizona's favored by 3.5. Even though they're not ranked, they're at home and they're favored over TCU, which I think is a pretty decent Big 12 team. The over and under is 54.5. What's y'all's thoughts on this game right here? Can TCU get this win and stay relevant in the Big 12 race?
Talk to me, Zay.
Yeah, I'm going TCU in this game. Arizona State don't seem like they got the same juice from last year, and I think SMU is actually a solid football team, and I've seen TCU just do whatever they wanted to do. And the biggest concern I got with Arizona, um, really, is both sides of the ball. Man, it just don't look right. But that defense, I thought that defense was going to be way better than what it was. Like, I get you lost Cam Scatterboo on the offensive end, but the defense returned 9 starters. I don't get why they playing so bad. You returned down there every major guy that you needed off that team on the defensive side of the ball. So I know Josh Hoover can sling that rock though, man. They're gonna have a tough time stopping him. And I don't think that what's the receiver that played for Arizona State? If y'all can help me out.
That's oh my goodness.
The one that was got hurt last year.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Jordan Tyson.
Jordan
Yes.
Tyson.
Tyson.
Jordan Tyson. For some reason, him and Levitt, they don't look like they on the same page thus far this year. So that's been hurting. And they tried to replace Scatterboo with the running back from Army, and it ain't been working out. I think moving out of the system and doing what they did with him, it just not working out. So man, I think they're gonna have a long day. I think TCU easily covers the spread. I think they're gonna win by 2 touchdowns. It's not gonna be like crazy easy. Like I don't think it's gonna get out of hand in the game. I think the game will be close, but it's gonna be handily.
Do you have this one on your sheet?
Nah, I ain't got this game on my thing on my parlay.
I do. I've got TCU winning outright. Crazy thing about the spreads too. Remember, when you're looking at spreads, home team's always pretty much given 3 points. It's just general. It's kind of the average. So this is kind of a pick 'em if you want to look at it that way. TCU should just beat Arizona. I don't have Eric. I don't know. I think Zay and I mentioned it. I think it was mentioned, they lost that running back just like Boise State lost Ashton Genty, and Boise State, you see what they are. I think it's the same with Arizona State. I just don't think they have an offensive dynamic right now. I don't think they have an offensive identity. And I think TCU is only a couple years removed from getting blown out in the national championship game. But they got there. There's a lot of teams that would have liked to got blown out in the national championship game. And I just think TCU's got something, and Zay's right. SMU is not a bad team. That was a playoff team last year. SMU's good. And they pretty well handled them. I think you're looking TCU, and I'd probably tell you TCU wins this game by 14-17.
Yeah, fellas, I'm gonna take TCU in this game. I think Josh Hoover has been solid this season. I remember us doing the stream when the initial AP polls came out, or the coaching poll. I forget which one came out first, but I recall Arizona State being ranked like 16th, 15th, and I'm telling Rob, I'm like, man, I don't believe Arizona State is that type of team this year without Scatterboo. I just don't think Arizona State is in contention in the Big 12. I like TCU in this game.
Me and Sean was talking about this game. We was texting back and forth about this game earlier, and I actually, have had Arizona State winning a Big 12. But watching TCU throughout the season, Hoover is a quarterback I think that needs to get some more recognition, man. He's definitely a great quarterback that's coming to in the Big 12. But, I want to see what Tyson going to do for Arizona State for me, and the choice I made in picking them to win the Big 12, because they got a crazy stretch of games coming with Utah, Houston, I think, Texas Tech. I mean, they got a crazy stretch. I think 5-6 games. So I'm going with Arizona State with my gut on this. With them being at home, and I picked them to win the Big 12. I think if TCU get this win, though, this could catapult TCU into something special. Them Texas teams is definitely been on watch this season, and I think Texas is one of the hottest states in college football right now when it comes to teams winning. So we definitely got to respect the state of Texas and the football that they putting out there for us to see and watch, even through all the transfer portals and things like that. But I'm going to go Arizona State definitely in this one. I see you with the respect of that Texas as well, man. So definitely producing some great talents out there, man, and what we see in the Saturdays every week. But I'm going to take it to the desert. I'm going to go at Levitt, Tyson, Brown. Show me what you're working with tomorrow night. Fox, 9 p.m. Get down.
I'll tell you point blank. I looked at TCU's schedule coming up. TCU dodges Texas Tech this year.
Yeah.
They sure do.
They got Iowa State, which, okay, and they got BYU still, but they dodged Texas Tech.
Yeah.
So that's big. And Joe's right. We were talking, and we were talking. He asked me straight up, do you think Texas is the main state in college football? So, well, it's hard to argue against it when you got 4 of the schools ranked in the top 25. But you talk about the kid from TCU, Hoover, not getting really much notice. And I told you earlier, the big 3 schools in Texas, if they're good, nobody else will get a spotlight on them. The TCUs, SMUs, U of H's won't get it. If Texas A&M, and Texas Tech are good, nobody cares about the others. And it's not fair. Those kids work just as hard, but it's the way Texas works. The big 3 run the state.
Yeah, man, them Texas schools is a lot of mid though, bruh. It's a lot of mid. It's a lot of mid, bruh.
I'd expect that from you.
Hey, listen, I'm going Florida right now with Miami and Florida State.
You're in a state where you got one major college that you can get any.
We ain't talking about my state. I ain't gonna be putting my state in. It's us and nobody else. I get that, but I'm saying it's a lot of mid in Texas, dog. It's a lot of mid.
You're right. Recent history, I can't argue with you, but all it takes is one game to change that narrative.
I'm talking about this year alone. It's a lot of mid. This year alone.
We'll
Texas
see.
Texas Tech is the best team in that state right now.
No, you're out of your mind.
You're out of your mind.
No, Texas or Texas A&M would beat the hell out of Texas Tech.
They will beat the hell out of Texas Tech,
man. Y'all better look at Texas Tech, man. They got an SEC defensive line, man, and an offensive line. Y'all better relax. Hey, y'all might see them. Y'all might see them in the playoff. They might just do it. Good. Just because.
I hope we do.
I hope they do it. I hope it.
You and I gonna sit together and watch that game.
Man, you do not want to watch a game next to me, bro. I'm telling you, you're gonna go home. You're gonna go home mad.
No, I won't.
Man, you take too many smoke breaks to watch a game. What are you talking about?
The only time I take a smoke break is at halftime, man. Stop lying.
Come on, man. You gotta take a smoke break at the quarter, and you gotta take a smoke break.
I take a smoke break at halftime, bro. That's it.
Look, we don't have to get together. I think you and I have a hell of a time watching the game.
Hey, and I got the game on my phone, so I ain't missing nothing.
Right. See, there you go.
I know. That's why you out there smoking. That's why you go so much.
I tell you, this is the main. I love arguing with Zay about the shit. That's one reason I come on here, just to argue with him. Whether I agree with it or not, I'm just going to argue with him.
Uh-oh. TCU been the best program from Texas the past decade or so. It's not even close.
That is true. That is very true. Like I said, they've played for a state. They've played for a national championship.
Appreciate you tuning in as well this evening.
Not even going to argue that. You were spot on.
Interesting. We got Texas A&M, and they say TCU.
It's true.
They've been consistent in a lot of ways.
I've already told y'all we done blew $75 million to ruin our program by the name of Jimbo Fisher.
I know about Jimbo. I'm a Florida State guy.
Yeah, he can go back to Florida State.
Nah, I think I'm good now. We done got this new identity. I know Zay gonna get on me about that too.
We all are.
Yeah, I can't argue with you about that, Jet Life, because for 13-year period, my Texas Longhorns was horrible. All I know is the last 2 years, I've been able to talk a lot of shit because my Longhorns have been a lot better than what they were before then. But you're right about that. TCU was one of they probably ran the state for that decade, for sure.
Oh, easy. I don't think it's close.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's not even close. You're right. But let's see you a decade later and see what you say then.
Man, he's talking 10 years from now, man, where he gonna be all gray. Oh my God.
I'm gray right now. What you talking about, bro?
I said all gray. It's the difference.
I think TCU is gonna win this game, man. And I was high on Arizona State and Sam Levitt. And the coach, man, Kenny Dillingham, I thought that he was going to have those boys ready to really take a hold of the Big 12 for a while until he decided to move on somewhere else to bigger pastures. But that's not the case, man. And I think him not having a good season so far this season will set him back in terms of finding him another higher ranking football program to coach, man. And I kind of feel bad for him that they're not winning at the rate I thought they would. But I got TCU winning this, man, and I think they're going to cover that 3.5. They might end up beating them by double figures. For sure.
Before we move on, come on, let's have this conversation.
Which one? The one he just put right there?
Right there on the screen.
Really good question.
Okay. Let's have an honest convo real fast. Is it possible Texas and A&M kiss the playoffs this year?
I'm assuming that's missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I thought it was Kiss, but I guess it is Miss.
Oh, I mean, maybe.
Well,
I mean,
kiss
it could be
goodbye.
Miss or Kiss.
Kiss
the
goodbye and miss
playoffs.
is the same thing.
Kiss the playoffs goodbye.
No, I thought he meant it as Kiss, like they make
They
the
get
playoffs.
in or miss.
Yeah,
Oh, nah.
miss.
He
said
talking
miss.
about missing the playoffs.
He's
Yeah,
talking about
he meant
making it.
Miss. No, he
Miss the
meant Miss.
playoffs.
Yeah, nah, it's possible. Not even gonna lie to you.
It's a strong
A&M
possibility.
If A&M don't fix their, I don't think A&M's the offense can be really stopped. I think if A&M's defense can play up to the level that A&M's defense can play, they're in the playoffs.
Man, you just said y'all offense cannot be stopped. What gives you that feeling?
Nobody has.
Who have y'all played that got a good defense?
Well, Notre Dame was supposed to have a good defense, but now we've proven that. That's what I'm saying. We got to see. We'll see this weekend about that offense. Can Auburn slow that offense down? I can only go by what we've played, just like can only go by what y'all played. Can only go by what Florida State's played. Can only go by whatever. Texas, doesn't matter. Right now, we have played that you put in front of us has stopped the offense. If the offense keeps playing at that level and the defense picks up, A&M will make the playoffs. Flip the script. If Texas defense keeps playing like they are, but the offense don't figure it out, Texas probably ain't making the playoffs. But if the offense figures it out, Texas is probably getting in. And that game at the end of November between Texas and Texas A&M will probably be the deciding factor. The way it should.
Looking at this, I was about to say, looking at the schedule, you got the big one with Auburn this weekend, Mississippi State, Florida, Arkansas, LSU, Missouri. I mean, I think a lot of SEC teams, I think when it comes to this SEC, we're going to get into November and not really know some of the answers even to these questions because it's an onslaught. Then you got the John Mateer injury with Oklahoma. I think this SEC is in a position now with, as much as Texas is standing out with A&M, Texas, TCU, you got Houston. I don't want to forget nobody. And so on, other teams, but the SEC specifically, it's like this slew of games is going to be crazy. And it's a good thing to look at and think about because we don't know, a lot going to lean on the quarterbacks for these teams. Are they going to be able to stay healthy? Can they be consistent with just a manageable game? Can they manage the games week by week to start, then progress into being that great quarterback coming out to get their team to that playoff? I think that's something for me, I want to look at because quarterbacks are getting better as the season goes. They're not starting this excellent quarterback. They're progressing, and I think that's going to determine a lot with both of these teams as well as the SEC.
Well, fellas, these next 3 to 4 weeks are going to be very telling in college football, and I'm really excited for that SEC battle, man. I don't know who's going to win the SEC right now, but I agree with Sean. If A&M can keep that offense on fire and that defense, which, Elko should be able to get them at least decent, and then same thing with Rob, man. Steve Sarkisian should be able to figure out things on offense because that Texas defense is crazy. So the SEC is going to be really exciting, man. Two Texas A&M and Texas making the playoffs, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. But that SEC is crazy, man.
Man, listen, the way I look at it is Texas and Texas A&M play each other. One of them got an L on their schedule already, or possibly a second L in Texas's case. We know Ole Miss got the easiest schedule in the SEC. They can lose this week and win out. And
you're wrong. You're wrong.
Bro, they got two. Listen, man.
Texas has the easiest schedule in the SEC. I'm sorry. Texas has the easiest schedule in the SEC. I will fight you to the end on this one.
Pull up Ole Miss schedule, Sean.
Got it right now. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull all of them up.
Yeah, pull up Ole Miss's schedule.
I am.
We're gonna break it down real quick. While we
Let's
here,
go.
we're gonna break it down.
Let's go. This is gonna be a 17-hour podcast.
Yeah, Paulie Poe said it's already going to be
Me and
3
Zay gonna be the
hours.
only ones on here going. Everybody else gonna be asleep.
Nah, I got my popcorn ready.
Go ahead. I'm ready. What you got?
So read me Ole Miss schedule.
LSU, Georgia, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Florida, Mississippi State.
So they got 3 ranked teams left, and everybody else got 6 and 7, right?
No.
Yes. Texas A&M. Who y'all got? Y'all got
Oh, no,
Auburn,
we
Florida.
No, we do. Yes, we do.
Yeah, I'm saying you could go down any other SEC team. Ole Miss got the least amount of ranked games left out of everybody. So that means they got the easiest schedule.
No, it doesn't.
What does it mean then?
'Cause you can't take the rankings in anything. Anybody that knows anything, rankings are just rankings. They don't really.
Man, any other day, you SEC guys take them rankings to heart. Do not tell me
I'm
when
not.
we breaking down the schedule, this is the
No.
day we're not taking it to heart.
Can I ask you one favor? Can you delete the Paul Feinbaum show from your channel? Because that's apparently where you get your SEC knowledge.
Man, I watched that show one time in 6 months. I watched that show one time in 6 months.
That's probably the one time that just skewed me completely. Because I am one. I do not.
No,
believe it.
I just wanted to hear what he was gonna say after he was telling everybody that Texas was gonna blow Ohio State out. That's the only reason why I watched it.
I agree.
I'll wait for the apology.
And I put money. I tell you this point blank, I put money on Ohio State on that game because I knew.
Hey, listen,
Let me
when
get
it comes to your Aggies,
hold on. Let me get Texas. Okay, so Texas got Florida. Then they got Oklahoma without Mateer. So even though Oklahoma's ranked, will they be at the end of the year? Then they play. Oh, good Lord. We're gonna skip the next game. That's that team below Ohio. And then they play Mississippi State, who's not ranked. Then they play Vanderbilt. Then they get Georgia. Then they get Arkansas, and then they get A&M. Now, y'all.
so that's not a harder stretch than man. Come on, man. You just said they got 2 rivalry games out of their last 4 plus Georgia. That's harder than anything that Ole Miss got on their schedule already because they got 2 rivals.
LSU.
No, Arkansas is their rival.
Arkansas is Arkansas ain't.
That's their rival, bro. It's a rivalry game. You cannot go into a rivalry game and just write off the rival. You cannot do that.
Where are they? Both those rivalry games are where?
It don't matter. They still got 2 of them. They got 3 rivals on their schedule still. It don't matter.
Oklahoma.
Texas.
Okay,
They got Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Texas A&M. That is 3 rivalry games.
Right. Okay, I get
Exactly. And they got Georgia. And they got Vandy. That schedule is way harder to deal with than what you just read for me for Ole Miss. And y'all still got 5 top 25 defenses on y'all schedule.
We got killer defenses coming up. Our schedule is not a joke. I'm not even.
So you just proved my point.
No, I did not. I think Ole Miss's schedule is harder than what Texas has left.
Hey, you need to slow down on the drinking tonight.
You're not facing John Mateer in Oklahoma.
It doesn't matter. It's a rival. It's called the Red River Shootout. It's a rivalry game. It doesn't matter.
Tell me what you want then. I'll tell you right now, Texas wins that game by 40.
All right, when that week comes, we're gonna pick them. And we're gonna see who's right.
Then Kentucky, come on. Mississippi State, you already pointed out that Mississippi State is the worst program in the SEC. You pointed that out the other day.
Sean.
Vanderbilt can't compete with Texas. Come on, let's be real. And
Sean, if you told me Ole Miss's schedule, right, and you had to go up against it, and then somebody told me that your team, Texas A&M, played Texas, TCU, Texas Tech, and whoever else from Texas I would say y'all got a harder schedule because them are rivals. Them games can go any way.
We can agree to disagree because I don't see Texas's schedule as tough as Ole Miss's.
All right, we're gonna disagree to agree to disagree then. Put it in the chat. Who y'all think got the tougher schedule, man?
Almost every one of those Ole Miss games, you got to remember, have been in the SEC for years. They're all rivals to an extent.
No, I can't agree with that statement.
See, but
I can't because Northwestern's not my rival. That's like
right,
saying
bro.
Northwestern is my rival, bro. Like that's what you're trying to make it seem like. That's not. I can't agree to that.
The schedule, I do.
I think that there's a chance that Texas and Texas A&M can make the playoffs.
Homer.
I'm just saying that. Listen, they're going to be able to score points on everybody that they face. Even if a team has a really good defense, like LSU has a really good defense, they can score enough points to beat LSU because LSU's offense has not been clicking like their defense has. And if you think about Texas, it's the same situation. So I think that they can make it. They get a really tough Missouri team, Texas A&M that is. And I think that they could possibly beat them. I think they're gonna beat South Carolina. They banged up. I think they can win at least. There's 4 games on that schedule that I think they win easily. Then you get LSU and you get Texas. Those might be 2 games that they can go either way. But I think they can beat all the rest of those teams on their schedule.
We got one question. I got one question for Zay. One. Who is better, Vanderbilt or LSU?
I'm going LSU.
I'm asking Zay. Zay, who's better? Y'all can all chime in too, but Zay, who's better, Vanderbilt or LSU?
Oh, my bad. I was on mute. I said LSU.
Okay. That's the only game that's different between Texas and Ole Miss's schedule, by the way.
No, it's not.
Ole Miss got LSU, Texas got Vanderbilt. Ole Miss got Oklahoma, Georgia, Florida, and Mississippi State. They all play the same 4 except for LSU and Vanderbilt. Ole Miss got LSU, Texas got Vanderbilt. Now, you tell me.
Washington State.
Okay, I'm talking about conference games. Washington State.
Okay. So they got Georgia, OU. The OU and Ole Miss game is different because that is their rival. That's what I'm trying. You don't value rivalry. I see. You don't value how much a game intensifies from a rivalry, that's where we have a difference. I put my finger on it. Hold on, Sean. I put my finger on it because the game is going to be different when Texas play Texas A&M rather than when y'all play whoever else the hell y'all play. That game is going to intensify because it's a rivalry. Just like Arkansas might be a walk in the park for everybody else, it's going to intensify when Texas play them because they both want to rip each other's hearts out, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm telling you. I'm basing it.
No, can't even say their name. He can't even say their name without almost throwing up.
Who?
You get what I'm saying?
What'd you say?
He can't even say OU and Arkansas without almost throwing up. He can't do it.
Well, I can't say TU. We don't call it UT.
And that's what I'm saying. You're looking at OU. You're looking at OU.
You said who's got the tougher schedule. On paper, right now, you want to talk rivalries, we can. On paper, if you take faceless opponents and I put this schedule and this schedule, you are going to tell me Ole Miss's schedule is harder than Texas. I promise.
But you can't do that, bro. You cannot do that. You can't do that. You can't do that because listen,
Oklahoma isn't going to be a rivalry this year. Yes, they hate each other, but they don't have a damn quarterback in Oklahoma.
Okay, and let's move
I can
forward,
play
man.
quarterback.
We gonna go all night arguing about this.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. We need to get together.
We gonna go all night arguing about this one, y'all.
You and I need to
Oh
sit
my
down and
God.
have some beers and just talk. Let's go.
Hey,
I'm good.
we
I'll
go.
buy the damn beers. Let's go.
And we can argue all night about this. I'm telling you, Shy.
I'll argue with a wall about this. I don't care. Let's go. Look, I'll go to the store right now. Come up here. I'll give you my address. We start drinking right now. Let's go.
Hey man, don't invite him because he will come.
He gonna come.
That's fine. Come on. I got a couch, 75-inch TV. Let's roll.
Let's tackle this next question, man. We just talked about spreads in the games today and tomorrow. Ohio State opened at minus 13.5 on the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Now it's minus 7.5 on the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Is Ohio State being disrespected?
I gotta say, yeah, Zay. Respectfully, man, y'all the national champs. I think a lot of this is dealing with a lot of talk lately, man. They've been talking about just the road test, the quarterback being mobile. There's been a lot of skepticism about that, needing to throw the deep ball. But I think, 13.5, I at least say they could have took it to 11.5. When you take it down to 7.5, you saying Ohio State don't even have a chance really to put in no work against this Washington team. I'm not saying Washington's not a good team. You know, it's going to be an environment being on the road. They're going to do whatever they can to rattle this freshman QB. So I think it's a little disrespectful. I think they're trying to see the best of your boys, eh? I mean, you can't do that. I felt the same way when I seen my spread at Virginia, but knowing the history, I had to respect it. So, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of crazy to me.
I don't think there's any disrespect at all. We talk about the Big Ten. We know how tough the Big Ten is. This is a away game for Ohio State on the West Coast against the explosive Washington team. Do I think Washington is better than Ohio State? Absolutely not. But if you're going to tell me that the Big Ten is an elite conference, which it is, and they have elite teams, then why is the spread so offensive? I don't think it's offensive. I just think they're preparing everybody for a great matchup.
I think your spread started high. And then I think people, obviously bettors drive the line. 13.5 on the road, the first real road test for Ohio State, and that quarterback. I think people are like, I don't have faith in the 13.5. I think a lot of money came in on Washington to drop that line. Traveling to the West Coast, I mean, that's an 11 o'clock kickoff for the bodies of Ohio State, right?
We've been there since earlier today. That ain't no excuse.
Did they leave that up? See, I don't know y'all's travel schedule, so I didn't know. But that would be one thing I would look at. Like if Ohio State flew out tomorrow, that could have a biological clock thing. But if they flew out today, it shouldn't be a problem. I just didn't know their travel arrangements. I think that's the deal. I don't think it's disrespect. I think it's just people jumping in at 13.5 thinking, oh man, we can cover 13.5 trying to get some quick money. I really think that's what it is.
Hey, real quick, even though they got there early, that's still another time zone, fellas.
Still another time zone.
Yeah.
But if I'm not mistaken, and maybe Zay can chime in on this, last year when they went to Oregon, Ryan Day kept their bodies on Eastern time. Like, even though dinner was, at 6 o'clock here, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He kept their bodies on that. No, you're in bed at 10 o'clock, which is 7 o'clock there. And Zay might be able to speak more into that, but if I'm not mistaken, that's what I heard last year he did.
Yeah, I don't know how that type of stuff, man. I don't really. The only different time zone I've been to Well, I don't even know if I've been to a different time zone. Honestly, I like to stay around these parts of the area, the neck of the woods. You know what I'm saying? But I know that they doing everything they got to do. You know what I mean? Because that's how Ryan Day is. He's a forward thinker. So I don't know. I feel like going down there today is going to do the most help that it can possibly do. So I don't know.
But they got scientists and they got billions of dollars and they got people studying this and what do we need to do? You know, Ryan Day leaned on some guy with 17 different degrees in mathematics and sleep deprivation. And he said, leave today. And he said, okay, we're leaving. That's how that
I
goes.
wonder if the weather is going to have an effect on this game, and is that why it came down? Because it rains a lot in Washington State. So maybe the weather has something to do with that. I haven't looked at the forecast yet, but if they don't play in a dome, I know it rains a lot there in Washington State. So that could have a bearing on it.
No, like Sean B said, people were dropping that money on the line, and the country is disrespecting Ohio State. What did I tell y'all? The last time this only ever happened twice in the last 2 decades. It's never happened to an SEC team. The last time was Florida State in 2014, and the time before that was 2012 with that Notre Dame team that was ranked real low, and they just kept winning. Postgame could speak about that team. They played Alabama in the championship and got smashed. And that's the year that we should have won it all. So, it's just a disrespect thing. That's all it is, and that's why we're going to cover that spread.
Was that 2020?
2012.
Oh.
I'm trying to see if I could get the weather. I'm looking at it. I just think that's really, like, you know, for me, I think it's just going to be something to see. You know, for me, I want to see what the freshman quarterback, of course, Julian, going to do with his first road test. I think that's what everybody's locked in to see, really. Outside of that, if he throw that deep ball, man, I think he need to, you know, let that ball go, man. He got Smitty. You know, you got Tate. I think Tate is quiet as kept, one of the gems on that offense. If he gets going, Ohio State's a different offensive team, no disrespect, but we know what Smith brings to the table. And what I mean by that, just get him the ball just as much as they might get Smith on the screen, how he is effective across the middle and his catches and third down conversion. So, you know, I think if he let that ball go, man, and notice he really got some gems, I think Ohio State, they get out early, it's going to be a 40 to 50 point game in Seattle, Washington.
Hey, man, it's a Cardinal Tate and Bo Jackson game. You heard it here first.
FYI, it looks like no rain, temperature like 72, somewhere in the low 70s, high 60s for the temperature.
Nate Jackson, the number one, man. That kid is special.
Yeah, I don't listen. Washington. Who has Washington played, fellas?
Nobody to
check.
speak about.
Yeah, I
Colorado
was about to say.
State, Washington State, and some other bombs.
And like Paper Towel University. Look, I'm kind of worried about Washington this game, man, because they got some key injuries on defense, man. They got some linebackers. Their top cover corner is questionable, and that's a bad formula playing against Ohio State. I mean, just seeing how Matt Patricia has been in his bag calling the defense this year, I don't know, man. I don't think it's disrespectful, the line, especially from what Sean just put on us. But man, this Ohio State could very well go to Washington and blow them out, fellas.
Yeah.
That boy Jackson, I just be watching him say, you know, I think I was in a thread one week when he got that breakaway run. And then in the Ohio game, I think he's earned his position in that backfield, man. When he get touches, Ohio State's offense get the rolling as well. I think if he get touches early and we can see the difference he makes, like you said, post game, it could get out of hand, man. No disrespect to
That's
Washington.
the best thing for your quarterback.
Yeah,
First true road game, get that running game running, and take the pressure off your quarterback. That's football 101. Come on, we can have football for dummies conversation about that.
Oh, now the handcuffs is coming off.
They got to. I mean, but if you get that running game going and you force him to come in, then Julian just start chunking the ball downfield. I mean, give that boy some confidence on the road too, because he ain't never left the shoe.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be wise for Ohio State to establish the run. I don't think Washington is a team you want to kind of you want to have a shootout with. I think you want to Ohio State can play, that Ohio State brand of ball and let the game come to sand, in my opinion.
Ohio State went toe to toe with one of the best defenses. I mean, this ain't no disrespect to Ohio State's defense, but everybody knew coming into the season Texas had a defense that was legit. And Ohio State just straight up said, okay, well, we're here too. I got a lot more respect for Ohio State after that game, the way that defense bowed up with everything they lost off that defense last year. Bowed up against one of the best defenses in the nation and said, no, we're just as good as you, if not better.
Bruh, that's why I said, man, Patricia been in his bag. That was an excellent hire.
Yeah.
Hey, it wouldn't be a shootout with them. It'll be a shootout with us.
Okay. Well, how do y'all feel about this next question? Do you feel like the talent level is equal amongst the good teams in the top 15 of college football?
Hey, listen. I think you can remove Ohio State and Miami. In two, you can go 2 through like 17. I think it's that leveled. I think number 3, if they played number 17 on a neutral site, it'll be a pick'em game.
I like your point, Zay. I think that's even a match to your rankings. How you speak on throw the rankings out the window the first 4 weeks. I mean, I think we've been seeing that just the last few years. These rankings changing, the portal. I mean, you really got to look at it as an even playing field. You just got to be ready every week. I think the NIL is going to play a lot of part in this too. Some teams may have a bigger bag when it comes to NIL, so that makes it, somewhat different for some teams. Like, talk about Texas, of course, with that bag money they got. But you think about Ohio State, when it comes to money as well. So having money separates you in ways, but until they get out there and get on that field and perform, that's where it's going to be, what you decide on.
Yeah, I'm not sure about top 15, maybe 10, maybe top 10-ish, maybe top 12-ish, or about equal in talent. But here's the thing, man. When you break down football teams and how good they are, talent is just a slice of the pie. There's other things that go into a team. Two talented teams with the same level of talent can play each other, and one of them gets blown out. It's not just because of the talent. It's coaching, it's camaraderie, it's focus, it's heart, determination, discipline. There's a lot of intangibles that go into, winning a football game. But if we just talking talent, I say probably at the end of the year when we look at the final standings, it'll be like top 12 instead of 15, in my opinion.
Anybody else got anything to add to that?
I don't know. I think it's pretty equal. I mean, to an extent, I don't know about the top 15. Because if you look at the top 15, I think Iowa State is 14 right now. I don't think Iowa State has the level of talent of an Ohio State or a Penn State or anybody else in the top 10. I don't think they have that level of talent. Coaching, hard grit, whatever. But I think when you get into, you want to compare talent to talent, you probably take the top 10. And then even then, you could probably break it down into the top 5 is even more talented than the top 6 through 10. I just think the transfer portal has evened everything out a lot more than what it used to be. I mean, it used to be the blue buds, they just get richer. Bama. Number one recruiting. Then all of a sudden, NIL comes in, transfer portal. Now all of a sudden, you're getting more teams. A couple of years ago, TCU. If you stay with the old system, TCU doesn't sniff the national championship game. But the way things are now, you get that one key player at that one key position and things can change. So to me, top 10 is probably pretty equal. But outside the top 10, I think it is a little bit of a drop off.
I mean, I think the reason why I put that question in there is because, going into this season, we know there's a lot of good football teams that, are ranked. And I don't think any of us felt like there was a clear-cut favorite to win the national championship. Of course, we all feel like our team will win the national championship, but I don't think there's no clear-cut favorite out there because there's at least 10 to 15 really good, talented teams out there that could possibly win the national championship. And I think that it's very, very even in talent. To me, that every year I think we're going to have 10 to 15 teams that could possibly win the national championship every year going into the season. It's just really how much luck can you come upon? Can you stay injury-free when you need to? All of those kind of factors that usually go into somebody winning a national championship. You're gonna need some of that stuff to bounce your way for you in order for you to win it. So I think it's really, really close to being very, very even. For 10 teams especially, you can even make a case for 15.
You could say that the ones, 1v1, is probably decent 1 through 15. But it's the twos. And that's where that 1 through 10, 1 through 8, 1 through 7, that number 2 player that when Julian Sand gets hurt as the quarterback for Ohio State, who's behind him? I would trust his backup more than I would trust the backup for Iowa State.
Oh, thanks.
Because he's going to be a better quality recruit. Is he going to be good? Who knows? But as far as on paper and stars, he's better than this kid. So that depth, that's where I think you get the separation. I don't think you get the separation in the number 1s. I think you get it in the number 2s and 3s.
Yeah. I feel you on that. Did everybody tackle that question? Anybody else want to say anything else along that question? All right, going into the season, would you have rather had Arch Manning or Bryce Underwood? And what about right now?
Man, that's a great question. You might get at me on. I would have loved to have Arch Manning to start the season. I think a lot of people gonna sit back and have a lot of things to say, but I think it's crazy. For me right now, I would love to go with Bryce Underwood. He's actually excelling and looking like one of your former Texas QBs. I could see him being that type of compared QB if he stays another, for at least 4 years. I mean, his whole 4, but 3 years they'll be talking about that. As Vince Young, I'm saying, he couldn't really throw the ball when he came to Texas, but as much as he excelled and being a passer at Texas, I think that made Vince Young a special talent. And I'm looking at the same thing in Underwood at Michigan. He's just a special talent, starting to find his receivers, and he got a special cannon in that arm, and he gets it there right to you. His legs is just another dimension. So at this point, I would like to have Underwood, but I would have loved to have Arch Manning to start the season. That's just my opinion.
Underwood and Underwood both. I actually had the privilege of traveling to watch a few of Arch Manning's high school games. I was never impressed with him. Seeing him live in person. Does he have the name? Yes. Does he have the pedigree? Yes. Does he have the talent? We'll see. A name can only take you so far. It's like saying Tom Brady's son going to be the next best thing in the world. It's how do you progress? And from what I've seen, against better competition for Underwood too than what Texas has faced, not counting Ohio State. But Underwood has seemed to get better every week. And Arch, I mean, Robert, you can be fair. I mean, he looked like trash against San Jose State? Underwood seems to be getting better where Arch seems to be stuck in the middle. Just the way I see it. I wasn't a fan of him when I watched him play in high school. Has nothing to do with the fact that he wears that god-awful burnt orange color. I never saw it. I just never saw all the hype. And I'm I don't believe in hype. Earn hype. Earn your hype.
Yeah, I'm with Sean.
Whoa, that wasn't Zay agreeing with me. Come on.
Oh yeah, I thought Post was about to go in, but I'm with Sean, man. I've seen Arch Manning playing high school against a whole bunch of Division II looking college athletes, and he did not look good in high school.
He played. Not to interrupt you, but he played at a private school in Louisiana in the state championship game in a 2A school, which they're different than Ohio. So 2A would be y'all's like 6A. It's reversed. The smaller the number, the smaller the school. Up here, like Division I is the big schools, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so back home in Texas, 6A is the big schools, 1A is the small schools. So the low, and even Louisiana is the same. The lower you go, the smaller the school. He was in the state championship game, and he threw under 50% completions in a 2A high school and threw 4 interceptions. They won the game because they had enough talent elsewhere to overlap. But against that talent competition, I don't understand how he was that highly recruited. I did not want him at A&M. I straight up said, I hope we don't recruit this kid.
Yeah, but like I seen the same thing you saying, Sean, and I just didn't understand. I mean, I get the physicals, I get the last name, I get the coaching he could probably have. I just didn't see it. But when I seen Underwood, the first thing I thought of was Cam Newton. It looked different, it just looks different. So I would have took him before and after, just like you. Like he just looks. He's more of a generational type of dude to me, and they throw that around with Arch than Arch is. So I would choose Underwood all day.
Well, all right. My question to the panel is: do you feel the same without seeing? Well, my question would be: would you feel the same if this was week 1 before one game was played? because I heard a lot of negative talk about Underwood at the beginning of the season myself. I don't know if anybody's with me, but I just did. Uh, if you asking me to start the season, I would have took Manning because uh, you think this is the battle of two number one ranked quarterbacks in their classes. Uh, but I felt like with Manning being able to sit for a couple years, with a majority of a couple years, learn the offensive system under Sark, develop the pedigree, the Mannings. Art shouldn't not know nothing. There's nothing any defense should be able to do to throw Arch off. Having Peyton Manning and Eli Manning as an uncle, and having his grandfather, and having his dad, who was a hell of a football player himself. So coming into the season, I would have took Arch. Now, if you ask me right now, I kind of like Underwood, but I think this battle isn't over. We'll see what Arch is. We'll see what Underwood ends up being. But right now, fellas, I'll take Underwood.
This is interesting talks.
And
Like,
I know
feel you,
Arch.
Post.
I know.
I feel you post game. I mean, most people coming into the season would have taken Arch. Zay apparently and I, we watched Arch. We saw him play in high school. There was something there. That's why I said Underwood. But I get your point. I mean, with the lineage he got, Cooper, his dad. I mean, Eli, Peyton, Archie Manning. I mean, come on, that's like the Mount Rushmore of NFL quarterback. You know,
Absolutely.
you would obviously going into the season say, okay, Arch. I just looking at what I've seen, I just see better progression from Underwood. So, but I agree with you, and you took Underwood in the second part of that question because you see the progression from Underwood, and you don't see it from Arch.
And by the way, fellas, Kyler Murray just threw another pick.
Man, this dude is
So-
unbelievable. Hey, and
So
look,
another one.
and I still think Arch is going to be a good quarterback. Don't get it twisted. But I don't think he was deserving of that number one ranking. I just don't. I mean, did he go to camps to get that? Because from what I seen on the field in high school, and you could definitely make a name for yourself in camps. So let's not act like 11 on 11, 7 on 7, and these QB camps don't play a role because he got all the physical traits and he probably looked real good in without pads on.
Yeah, we
just
gotta say
because
real quick, say we got a saying back home at the school I used to coach with. Everybody can look good coming off the bus.
Oh yeah.
that's a fact.
Bro, sometimes the scariest looking teams coming off the bus were the easier victories.
Yeah. Mossberg, did you tackle that question already?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just to add to it, it's good that we talking about these two because I'm add Zay's boy in there because I think at some point that's gonna be a comparison to add in there as well. Saying with this weekend looming first road test, I think they're gonna start to talk about him if he come away with a big win, and especially if it's on the side of a lopsided win for OSU. I think they're going to start to slide him into the talk, and we're talking about three of the top quarterbacks coming out the last 3 years, respectively.
But here's your difference. Ohio State ain't pushing Julian saying this is the guy, this is the guy, this is the guy. Texas did that with Arch. Michigan did that with Underwood. That's the difference. Is Ohio State is saying this is the quarterback, the best one we feel that can lead our offense. They're not pushing him to get the national recognition, where the other schools are.
I don't think Texas did that though. I think that's just the national media because of the name.
And I agree with that. I don't think it was University of Texas. I think it was your buddy Paul Feinbaum, and
Bro, that's your guy, bro.
No, that's your boy. You call him all the time. I hear you.
I just think it's good that he.
That show every day from Columbus, Ohio, and I bet it's you.
Oh my God!
They're changing the name, but Texas, you're right. The Texas didn't do that. The national media did. Sports Center, Curb Street, all of them. Oh, Arch Manning.
Oh, don't forget Robert. Don't forget Robert.
Yeah, well.
No, I wasn't.
You didn't grow up in Texas. You don't know how the people that wear that color.
Man, listen, man. Oh my God! Before that Texas Ohio State game, do not make me send the shorts to the chat.
Please do, because I'd love to see
that. But I was not saying that he was should be getting the kind of hype that he was getting. I wasn't saying that.
No, but you said he was very, very good.
Oh, listen, dude, listen, bro, listen.
And
bro.
you was no. And I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off. And you mentioned those games that he started last year against nobodies specifically.
All right, now listen to what I'm about to say. Y'all talked about him being in high school and him not looking it. He played in 2.5 games last year where he came in when Quinn got hurt, and the 2 games that he started. He was able to make all those throws. He comes into this season and he missed a lot of throws. Timing was off and all of that kind of stuff. So it was only a situation where it wasn't that he didn't have an arm talent or that he didn't know how to read defenses. The guy's timing was off. His timing still got to get all the way there. But you automatically know that if this guy get his timing right, he can make those throws. Because we've seen him do it.
No, that's not what we were saying. And listen.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. And let me tell you what I said. I said he played against nobody. He threw 2 interceptions against Mississippi State, and he looked it bad. That's what I said to you, and you said
I went against Mississippi State where he threw the 2 interceptions.
And you know what we finally noticed with more body of work this year? The mechanics ain't it. He throws too many throws with just his arm. And listen, you can look at that, and let me tell you how you can tell his mechanics is not it. Because balls, they fly on him. You see a lot of balls going into the dirt. And when that left leg is forward, it's stiff. He not throwing with his hips. He's throwing with his arm. His mechanics ain't there, bruh. I don't care what his name is. He got bad mechanics.
No. You got the right to say what you're saying right now about his mechanics because his timing is off, bro. But when his timing is there, his mechanics is there. And you got to see that in the games he played last year. And those 2 interceptions that you mentioned, one, the wide receiver went straight through his hands and the guy got it. The other one was a bad throw because he shouldn't even throw that ball. The dude was in triple coverage. He shouldn't have threw that ball.
And this is another moment.
But you've seen him make hella throws, bro. That are very, very accurate whenever he set his feet and he got his timing right.
There's a main point right there, though, Robert. When he sets his feet. Watch 95% of his dropbacks. He don't set his feet. He drops back. He loads his front leg instead of loading back to the back leg. He loads his front leg, which takes all your power out. It's nothing but arm strength. He tries to be Patrick Mahomes. Not saying, but he does the sidearm stuff. I'm telling you, I saw Patrick Mahomes in high school. I covered him. I wrote an article about him. Patrick Mahomes was 11-1 his junior year in 2A high school, same level as Arch. The next year, Patrick Mahomes in 2A football in Texas, where the schools have less than 150 kids in the school, went 1-9. Didn't even make the playoffs because he couldn't figure out, he lost all of his receivers. But Patrick Mahomes is probably the best quarterback in the NFL right now. Right?
Yeah.
No,
But
never.
he was garbage his senior year in high school because he lost his talent. Arch went through spring training. Arch went through all this with these receivers. Where is the timing? The timing is on the quarterback at that point.
He didn't have DeAndre Moore or Ryan Wingo during the springtime. Ringo was
Okay.
out during
I'll
the
give you
spring,
that.
and
I'll give you
DeAndre
that.
Moore. And they
But-
both were out during the time in the fall too. I'm telling
But I
you
want
right
you to
now.
watch his tape. I want you to watch his tape, and I want you to tell me how many percentages of his missed throws does he load his front leg versus
I
his
agree
back
with you
leg?
1,000%. I agree with you 1,000% on that. But what I'm saying to you is he's starting to get his timing, and all of that is going to be fixed. And you're going to see him make the throws that you've seen him be able to make. Let's take the throw he made, for instance, the touchdown against Ohio State. That was a hell of a throw.
Right.
The pass to Endries on the sideline in between the corner and the safety, or the linebacker and the safety, whoever was covering him. That was a hell of a throw. The one he threw the last game to DeAndre Moore, that was a hell of a throw. This guy can throw the football, man.
Now let me
at
counter.
the beginning of the season, I would have took Arch. Right now, I would probably want to have Underwood, because I know I got 3 years with this guy and I got a chance to win a national. But if I'm trying to win today, right now, I'm going with a guy that got more experience.
Let me make this quick point, fellas. I sent something in the chat the other day that caught my eye. It was really interesting. But if you look at Arch's stats through his first 6 games, they are really comparable to not only Eli Manning's but Peyton Manning's. And we've seen what kind of career those two quarterbacks end up
Different.
having.
But
Hey, and I looked up both of their stats.
Can I make my point?
Oh my God! I'm out
Jesus
of here.
Christ, man!
People be
I'm
pissed.
gonna let you.
Listen,
That's my bad.
listen. It's okay. I just want to make my point, and y'all can have it. The jury is. We still got a lot of football left. It's only been 3 games. I'm disappointed that Arch didn't start off faster, because I felt like he had ample time to learn the offense, get comfortable, whatever you want to say. But I think we have plenty football left, and I know they got a bye this week, correct, Rob?
Yes.
Texas got a bye, so they got time to work on things. I don't think this debate is over. We'll see. But right now, again, I'll take Underwood.
I like the way I like the fact that you mentioned that point, because I was, as we discussing this, taking down the stats, and it's crazy that, you know, as well as WTP, when you mentioned taking him as far as to get to that championship, that is a well stated point. I would definitely pick him. You know, I'm high on Arch. Just the development, and like you said, having those extra few years for Underwood. One thing I looked at as well, being on the road. If you think about it, I think we're going to be able to compare this throughout the season and just be able to look at it. Both road games, if you think about, Texas didn't run the ball to start, whereas Michigan did try to establish that run. And we've seen different mechanics in Underwood where I think he might have grown up faster, quicker in that game just because of that. Whereas it took maybe that next game for Texas to run that ball a little more for Arch to gain that as well. So I think it's just something great to look at with the years that Underwood have left, you know, as well as what Arch has been able to come up and be at this stage, even at this point in the year, even after that first game. I mean, you play a first game in a shoe, you're going to grow up fast. So I think both of them are growing up, but I think just at this point, you would take Underwood just on the assets moving forward and longevity. But when it comes to, like you said, championship, I'm going to go with my boy Arch, because like I say, that run that he made over the weekend, even though it was against a lesser team, he's starting to get his wheels together as well and starting to get a swagger. And when he starts jumping on the sideline, he gets different height. Coming up.
Here's where I'll go post game about that. What I was going to tell you. I get your stats with Eli and Peyton and Arch. Peyton's stats were terrible about this time, but back then they didn't throw the ball like they do now.
Yeah, they were running
Yeah.
option, weren't they? Or was that high school?
They-
No, that was high school. My bad.
High school, he ran the option.
Yeah,
But Tennessee still wasn't this wide open spread offense that no college football was back then. Back then, it was still 3 yards in a cloud of dust and throw it when you had to. So I take Peyton out of that. Eli got in a little bit later where Ole Miss started throwing the ball a lot more. My main concern with Arch, he didn't look good against Ohio State. Granted, first start on the road at the shoot, that's hard. He didn't look good against much lesser competition either, though, until last weekend. And now you're fixing to get the SEC defenses rolling in. Florida is a terrible team right now, offensively, but their defense is good. This is where, if you're struggling to read defenses against Sam Houston State and San Jose State, you don't think these SEC D coordinators are going to scheme up some stuff to confuse the hell out of you?
true.
This is where my concern is. Where is Arch's progression? And we'll see. I mean, again, the fun thing is we can debate, we can talk, we can call each other whatever we want to do, we can have fun, but until you strap up that chin strap, put your hand in the dirt, and we find out the score on Sunday morning, it don't matter.
Yeah. FanDuel, man, stop playing. Come back up here, man. All I asked was that you let me make my point, man. I don't cut nobody off.
And I feel bad. I did cut you off, and I felt bad, and I apologize, and I cut out.
No, you good, man. You good. It's all good. The FanDuel, stop playing, man.
I get heated like crazy. We start talking. Well, we can talk football every night. We can talk some sort of I got high school games streaming behind me now. I mean,
Yeah, I think he at work too. I ain't for sure.
who
He
me?
at work.
Hell, no.
FanDuel.
Oh, I was going to say, no, I'm the boss, brother. I'm off by 4:00 every day.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think Arch still got some things that he got to work on, man. And
Name me a quarterback that
in
don't.
time, he'll get it. Yeah, you're right about that. Name a quarterback who doesn't. I think he'll get there. I'm glad that he's going to face a really, really good defense against Florida and another really, really good defense against Oklahoma. I think the great thing, though, is that they won't be facing a really, really good quarterback who's healthy. One who won't play at all, and then the other one is not healthy. So I think that's going to allow Texas to have a little bit of leeway offensively if Arch struggles. Because the defense, Texas defense ain't going to give you a whole lot at all. They're not going to give away no points. So I
To
think
beat
that's
Texas's
going to be
defense, you have to be one of the most balanced teams. You have to have a running threat, and you have to have a passing threat. It's the only way you're going to beat Texas. Beat Texas's defense. You either have to force them to play 8 in the box and play man-to-man and hope your receivers beat them, or you go spread and hope your running game up the middle takes off, because that Texas defense is nasty.
Yeah.
I've always said, this year especially, give me Texas's defense with Texas A&M's offense, and there's your national championship team right there.
Yeah. If they can
Bro,
play
that wouldn't be fair. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, if Texas can play with a light box,
It's over.
it's over.
But if you force Texas to stack the box and you have a good enough offensive line to hold up, you can beat Texas. I had this statement the other day. This is a question you can throw out there, Robert, for another podcast. What would happen if every state had to if kids could only stay in state to play college ball?
Ooh.
In my mind, Texas wins the national championship. A college in Texas wins the national championship for the next 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Texas, California, or Florida would be your only.
You know, I'm coming in with not so fast on my lead course, so
Come on
I'm
now.
gonna say Florida.
You know the thing though.
I said Florida. Florida would be in there in the
Florida
mix.
would
Florida
be
got
in
some
there.
cats.
Yeah. They
But-
got a lot of skilled players. They got some linemen, some defensive tackles, but you can get the whole gamut in Texas.
There you
You
go.
get the whole gamut in Texas, man. That's why they were.
I'll put it
probably
this way.
being-
This is how crazy it is in Texas. My son was the smallest offensive lineman on his high school team. My son was 6'3", 315.
Wow.
Smallest?
It's a small.
Yeah. Our left tackle was 6'8", 390.
390. Damn.
They out there building machines, man.
Man, I tell y'all
Yeah.
what. I tell y'all what. If we could only recruit in-state players, Notre Dame would go from Golden Dome to the Foam Dome.
Right?
For sure.
Man.
Touchdown Jesus would be touchdown Jesus.
Let's tackle this last question so we can get out of here before we
All
reach
right.
the 2 hour mark and we won't be able to process this video. What's your thoughts on the SEC already having their next 4-year conference schedule done already? FanDuel Zaya, he thinks it's being lazy. He doesn't like it. What do y'all think?
I just think we need to just catch up to the SEC when it comes to this stuff. SEC has been on top of football for so many years. We can't negate or put nothing against them. SEC is what they are. We know football got to run through that SEC. To think about the SEC when it comes to basketball. I mean, it's SEC, respectfully, SEC, as you say, but we just got to catch up. They always like years ahead of things and know how to move when it comes to these things.
The opponents are released, of course, the schedule's not. I love the fact that SEC decided, you know what, 9 conference games, and you have to play one Power 4 team or Notre Dame as a non-conference. So that eliminates one of those San Jose State or Texas State games. I like the fact that every school, we've been in the SEC since 2012. We have never had Georgia come to Texas A&M yet. You're 13 years in.
Yeah.
In 2027, Georgia comes to Texas A&M for the first time ever. Every 4 years, you are going to play home and away versus every school in the SEC. After 4 years, they are going to renew the annual rivals that you have. Texas, Texas A&M, Texas OU will always stay.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to look and say, is Texas A&M and Missouri really? Or should it be Texas A&M and Arkansas and Texas A&M and OU? And they have a metric where they take strength of schedule over the next 4 years, and that's how they build their schedule. The toughest schedule in the SEC and the weakest schedule in the SEC over the next 4 seasons is a difference of 9%. There is no difference. There is no off leagues. There is no hiding. The SEC has sent a statement to the College Football Playoff Committee and says, you said strength of schedule matters, prove it.
Yeah.
Because there is no conference that can play that schedule. And Zay would say the Big Ten. I don't give a damn. Bull BS. The SEC goes at least 10 deep this year. What's the Big Ten go? About 6, maybe 4, maybe 5? No.
Yeah.
The SEC and the Big Ten run college football. Let's be real. But the SEC is the deeper league. And when they said, here's 9 games and this is what our schedule looks like, I guarantee you the Big Ten people went, oh, hell. We better figure some stuff out. And the ACC people did the same thing. And the Big 12 went, oh, no, because that schedule, the SEC is trying to say if we got 12 playoff teams, we want 6 of them.
Yeah. Hey, man, listen. We got to go. We get Michigan, Alabama, and Georgia all in the same season. Not to mention Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and then the rest of the people we got on that schedule. But that's a gamut right there, bro. That's a gamut.
That's next year.
Don't forget, Rob, y'all got Notre Dame coming up on y'all schedule also.
And we got Notre Dame too.
As well as, I believe, Bama. Bama and was it Georgia and Notre Dame? I think it was Bama and Notre Dame signed a contract.
Hey, Robert, if you want, I'll go in and pull all I won't have the exact dates, but I'll pull every SEC teams for the next 4 years.
Yeah,
and then we can look at it.
Crazy.
Cool. We can do that.
We still need to get some NASCAR talk going. Let's go.
Yeah. We're going to definitely make that happen, too. Just not tonight, because we get coming up on 2 hours. But I like it because it gives fans a chance to say, listen, this is what my team is going to be playing. We know we're going to be traveling to this school. We might not know what the date is going to be, but we know who we're going to be playing for the next 4 years. I can go ahead and start making my arrangements. I can go ahead and start stacking my money, and I can go and be wherever it is I want to be. Or if I want to be at my team's home field, I can get ready to do that because I know so-and-so is coming on this in this year, and I can get ready for it. I think for fans, it is beautiful.
And Robert, to be honest, we'll have the exact schedule for the SEC for the next 2 years in December.
Dope. That's dope.
We'll have dates. We won't have time, but we'll have dates.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, the next 4 year in advance scheduling, I thought a lot of teams did that. I thought that's been going on for forever.
They did for non-conference, but not for conference.
I mean, well, I can speak as a Notre Dame fan. That's something Notre Dame normally does. I mean, at venues, finances, logistics, scheduling. This is, to me, if you ask me, there's nothing wrong with. I mean, it's a business. College football is a business. There's nothing wrong with scheduling years in advance. I mean, I just think that's responsible.
Yeah. Facts. What's your take, Mossberg?
No, I already
went.
I already spoke on what I was going to say. Good.
All right, cool. All right, y'all. Well, we'll be back again bright and early, 8 a.m. Please tune in. Check us out. If you got anybody out there that you want to tune in to our show, let them know. We're going to be back at 8:30 in the morning. And we're going to have we're going to go through all of the games that we think are going to take place. Not all of them. The good games that are going to take place on Saturday. And we're going to get those.
Are you doing 8:30 tomorrow?
I mean, not 8:30 tomorrow. 8 o'clock on Saturday. On Saturday.
Ooh, I'm like, okay, I'm my ass old. I got to go to bed now.
Yeah, on Saturday. On Saturday. Hopefully, because I know we all going to probably stay up and watch this that 9 o'clock game. And we got to be back up early at 8 o'clock on that Saturday. So hopefully we'll see each other again at that time. We're trying to get something in that Friday evening slot. Hopefully we can put something together to get that done so we can have something every day of the week, 7 days of the week. So hopefully we can make that happen.
We could
Try to
definitely
enjoy the rest of y'all's evening, man.
Yeah, I was about to say we could definitely put that in for a Friday. I know we in under 2 hours. Make sure y'all lock in, tune in to all the channels. You see I'm scrolling at the bottom. You see post game with the fingers going, scrolling at the bottom. You see Uncle on the top screen. We got Sean that's always been in the chat, and now it was great meeting him, and now to see him on the stream with us as well when he joined in his great talk and expertise as well.
I'm going to change my name next week, by the way.
gonna put it as Mr. Aggies. Nah, you
Now
good.
I'm gonna be SEC Sean.
SEC Sean. Yeah, that's dope. That's what we're gonna start
like
calling you, SEC Sean.
SEC show.
Yeah, give me a logo
like
up there and let's roll.
And then
All right.
outside of
'Cause
that,
it just
man,
means
just make
more.
sure y'all stay tuned in. And then we got City League TV coming. And make sure Saturday I might travel. I'm just going to let you know in the text. I might be able to get a stream of a low league football game Friday afternoon into the evening as well. I'm not for sure. Still in talks with that, so hopefully that can happen. But outside of that, man, we greatly appreciate everybody tuning in, as you always do throughout the week and the weekends with us as well. So, as we always do, I'm putting this together for the greatness. We hitting you with the peace signs. We getting up out of here for the evening.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace, brothers.
All right.